The year is 1952. James Hargrove, a rich British merchant whose clothes are as crisp as his demeanor, gets off a rattling train and steps onto the soil of a remote Chinese village. His mission is clear: find new ways to grow his booming textile business. The air is heavy with the aroma of burning incense and wet earth, and the villagers exchange curious glances at the tall foreigner with his polished shoes and haughty air. Little does James know that this journey will undo the tight threads of his life, weaving in a story of karma and redemption that will haunt him for years. The village sits around an ancient pagoda. Its red-tiled roofs gleam under the overcast sky. The locals speak of a legendary lantern inside the temple, said to glow with the light of one. Esteed shining brightly for the virtuous and growing dim for the selfish. James thinks it's just superstition. But his interest perks up when he learns the temple is habit. He's ready to talk about land rights. With a smirk, he decides to pay a visit, figuring the deal will be sealed with a generous donation. Tatevenin, James strides into the pagoda. His group of local guides trails behind him. The abbot, a thin man with eyes like polished jade, greets him with a serene smile. Welcome, Mr. Hargrove. The temple is open to all who seek wisdom or wealth. James chuckles. Pull-in-o. A hefty sack of coins. I'll donate this, he announces loudly, making sure the gathered villagers hear. A man of my importance must lead by example. The crowd murmurs in approval, but the abbot's face remains impassive as the coins clink into the offering bowl. Then James notices something strange. A soft glow emanates from a corner of the temple. He turns to see a simple oil lamp. Its flame flickers weakly despite the fresh wind. The abbot's voice cuts through the silence. That is the lantern of truth. It reflects the purity of your intentions. James laughs, expecting a bright blaze, but the flame dims further, casting eerie shadows on the walls. A shiver runs down his spine. What trick is this? he demands. But the abbot only points to the lantern. Look closer, and you'll see. To James's horror, the flame seems to project faint images. He sees himself yelling at a young worker for a small mistake, counting his profits while his employees go hungry, and turning away a beggar on a London street. The villagers gasp, and James's face turns red with rage. This is nonsense, he shouts, storming out into the night. But the images stick in his mind, a disturbing echo of his actions. The next morning, a young woman approaches him at his lodging. She introduces herself as Lynn, a villager with an air of quiet strength. Her dark eyes hold a knowing gleam. The lantern doesn't lie, she says softly. It shows what you hide even from yourself. James scoffs, but there's something in her voice that makes him pause. If you want to understand, follow me tonight. Against his better judgment, James trails Lynn to a quiet spot behind a pagoda. Under the moonlight, she reveals the hidden shrine, its walls covered in ancient symbols. This place holds the balance of karma, she explains. Your donation was meant to buy favor, not to help. The lantern saw through it. James protests, but Lynn presses a small vial into his hand. Pour this into the lantern's oil. It will show you more if you dare. That night, alone in the temple, James does as he's told. As the vial's contents mix with the oil, the lantern flares and a new vision appears. He sees his father, a stern man who built a family fortune through cunning deal, kicking out his younger brother for a failed business venture. The bro's face, pale and pleading, mirrors James's own features. Suddenly, a memory surfaces, a letter he burned years ago, a desperate plea for help from an uncle he never knew he had. The flame dims again and a whisper echoes, "Your good deeds mean less with every hidden wrong." Shaken, James seeks out Lynn the next day. Who was that man? He demands. She hesitates, then leads him to an old woman in the village, a seamstress who recognizes the family resemblance. "Your uncle lived here after your father threw him out," she says. "He lived a poor life, but he forgave you all." The revelation hits James like a thunderbolt. His wealth is built on a foundation of deceit, and his pride has kept him from seeing it. Lynn suggests a test. "Give anonymously this time. Let the lantern judge again." Hesitantly, James agrees. That night, he slips food and money to the village poor, hiding his face in the shadows. The next night, the lantern burns steadily, casting a warm glow. But when James sits by the lantern, the images shift. His uncle's face appears smiling, but a shadow lingers. "The past cannot be undone," Lynn says when James meets her, "but you can bring it into balance." Over the next weeks, James spends more time in the village. He fixes homes and teaches English to children. Each act of kindness brightens the lantern's light, yet the shadow remains. Then one stormy night, as he sits by the lantern, the final vision comes. His father lying on his deathbed, whispering with regret. The shadow disappears and the flame shines bright and clear. Lynn appears. "Karma is a circle," she says, her smile enigmatic. "You've started to close it." When James returns to London, his life changes. He establishes a charity in his uncle's name, vowing to atone. The memory of the pagoda's lantern fades into his past, though on quiet nights he swears he sees its glow in his dreams, a constant reminder of the balance between pride and humility. From the misty heights of the Scottish coast to the sun-kissed shores of the Mediterranean, Europe beckons with its blend of history and allure. Now it's time to unwind this map and embark on your own journey of discovery. Whether you're a history buff, an art enthusiast, or simply seeking breathtaking views, Europe has it all. Delve into ancient ruins that whisper tales of bygone eras, or lose yourself in world-class museums. And don't forget to indulge in the local cuisine, each region offering a unique culinary adventure. From the rolling hills of Tuscany to the vibrant streets of Barcelona, Europe's beauty awaits. So grab your passport and get ready to create unforgettable memories. Your European adventure starts now.